Hello, family and friends, and welcome back to the channel. If you've been following my journey, you know this all started with something that shook me to the core, and that was being diagnosed with stage 3B kidney disease. That diagnosis, well, it changed everything. It forced me to look at what I was putting in my body, who I was trusting with my health, and how much control I had actually given away without realizing it. I started doing some deep dives, reading studies, and watching videos from doctors, and I'll put the links below of the ones that I really like, and started uncovering the truth behind the food industry, the supplemental market, big pharma, and how much of what we're sold is built on lies, half-truth, and profit over people. And since when does an insurance company know more about my health than my own doctor? Well, what I learned made me angry, and it made me start posting videos. But it also made me motivated, because once your eyes are open, you can't unsee it. So I started making changes. First, I took control of my own health, tracking what I ate, moving my body in ways that worked for me, and learning to read labels. And I was able to reverse my chronic kidney disease. Yeah, I reversed it. And then I started sharing weekly on this channel, not because I had all the answers, but because I was tired of the lies, and I figured maybe you are too. So that has taken me on a whole journey. I registered for an herbal training class, which is a 2.5-year extensive training class. And I started planting a garden, but the healing was only the beginning. The next phase, which is where I'm at now, is action, real action. That's where the garden comes in. That's where preparing to get chickens and purchasing a freeze dryer and taking the herbal classes. All that is going to only build on what I'm learning. And the more I learn, the more I realize the system isn't broken. It was built this way. It was designed to keep us sick, addicted, dependent, and I'm done with being a part of that. And all of that has to do with financial greed. So I'm turning this plot of land that I'm going to take you to and show you. I'm excited about it. I'm going to turn it into our own food source. I don't want to have to be dependent on a grocery store anymore. I'm reclaiming my kitchen as a medicinal kitchen, eating whole foods and, having medicinal teas and adding herbs into what I'm cooking. I am saying no to corporations that value profit over people. And yes, to being self-sufficient and sustainability and truth. Now, it's not perfect. I still have a very long way to go, but every step I take, every seed I plant, every label I read, every video I share with you, it's part of the bigger mission. I feel like I'm living with a purpose now, and I want to lead by example. I want to help others wake up and take back their own power. So, if you're ready to take back control of your health and your life, I invite you to join me on this journey, and we can learn together. I do have a blog on my website, and I'll put the link below, and I do post a blog weekly. I share recipes, I share what I'm learning and what I'm doing. And while you're there, don't forget to subscribe to my email list. I'm working on trying to put together more detailed information that I will share with my email subscribers that I won't necessarily be posting on YouTube or putting in the blog. But I want to be real about this journey, and I want to be moving towards independence and truth. So let's grow together, literally and figuratively, because we can do this one honest step at a time. So let's take a little field trip. I'm gonna go over to my kids. They have a little vineyard, and they've given me this little plot of land, and we've actually started working together on this. We've been doing this for 3 years now. This is our 3rd year. And I will show you what we've been doing. We're still learning a lot. And this year we're adding chickens. I'll show you what we've turned into a chicken coop. We use things that we have laying around, and we're making good use of them rather than going out and spending money. Because I'll tell you what, plants are going to grow in a free pot or $1,000 pot. Doesn't make any difference to them. The soil, the consistent watering, how you feed them, that's what makes a difference, not the pot. And if you're in an apartment and you only have a little balcony or a little step out front, you can grow tomatoes and basil and onions in a little pot. You don't need a big plot of land. And I'll share with you a website or a YouTube channel that I follow that talks about homesteading. And they started homesteading in Southern California in a little apartment complex. And they have since moved to Idaho with a large amount of land and a large family too. But they're really experienced. They're a really good source on how to get started too. And that's where I gain a lot of my information from as well. So I'll be sharing that with you too. So let's head on over to the garden. What used to be an old hay barn that we're converting half of it into the chicken coop. And we have a little bit of work left to do by enclosing the bottom so predators cannot get under. And we're going to open up a little door in the back so it opens out into a small little orchard. And the orchard and the garden will have chicken wire dividing it so the chickens can't get into the garden and kind of destroy what we're growing there. Okay, so this is what we're working on this year. We are combining 2 beds by putting a hoop from one bed to the other. And on the inside of the hoop, we are planting plants that like a little more shade or dappled sun. And then on the outside, we plant the plants that like the full sun. And right along the edge of the cloth that we have, or the netting going over the hoop, that's where our vining crops are planted. And we've planted a couple different varieties of cucumbers in these 2 beds. So you can see in this video that we are using X pins around the raised beds to keep the gophers and the rabbits out. We haven't completely surrounded the garden with chicken wire yet. We're getting there. But we also have hardware cloth that we've put down to keep the gophers from coming up under the bed. You'll see that in the corner. Now this bed, we had corn growing in it, and we covered it with cardboard to kill down all that was growing in it. And we're going to be planting our vine crops here. The butternut squash, the spaghetti squash, whatever we've got. These grape bins have been pretty handy. It's kept squirrels and gophers out. We've had lizards, which are wonderful. And we're going to try and get some more and put them in this back area back here. So this is what we're working on. You know, it's baby steps. It's a learning process, one step at a time. But this is where we're at. I hope you enjoy the video. I hope to see you back here again. And until next time, make it a gorgeous day every day. Bye.